right, some breaking news now coming in, and top Indian and Pakistani army officers have spoken this after. Remember, there have been ceasefire violations for the last 6 nights ever since the Pahalgam terror attack, in which 26 civilians were killed. Let's go across to Vishnu Shom for the latest. Over to you, Vishnu.
Well, firstly, I'd like to stress that it's not uncommon for the Directors General of Military Operations to speak to each other. They do that, in fact, quite frequently, very often once a week. However, the context of this conversation comes at about 8 days, that it came exactly a week after the firing. Pakistan's unprovoked firing began along the line of control and after the Pehalgam terror attack. So this is something which is important because India appears, our Director General of Military Operations, a general, has told his Pakistani counterpart on the hotline that they use, or over the hotline that they use, that this sort of firing by Pakistan, unprovoked firing, is unacceptable. Remember, Pakistan has resorted to small arms fire across the length of the line of control and some parts of the international border between India and Pakistan as well. Our Director General of Military Operations conveying to his Pakistani counterpart that this is unacceptable.
Right, Vishnu, because we had seen, an escalation in a sense overnight with the firing along the international border as well in the Pargawal area. So, and very, it seemed it was a very, thought out firing. First LOC it began from, and then different parts all along the LOC, and finally the international border is where we've seen this firing taking place.
Well, where the firing took place on the international border is right where the line of control ends and the international border begins. So it's not an area it's an area where whenever ceasefire violations have taken place, if there is firing in that area, some of it might be in that international border area as well. That said, the timing and the context now is different. It comes after the Pahalgam attack, at a time when Pakistan has completely ended the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan and have opened up across the line of control. Some of it has crossed the international border as well, very near the line of control, but it is a serious escalation, and we have been reporting it as such.
That's right, Vishnu, you've said it's not uncommon, these conversations do happen, but given the kind of hostilities right now on both sides of the border, it's good to know that these conversations still taking place over the military hotline.
It is important that these conversations are taking place even during times of war. This hotline is very, very important. It helps to bring down tensions. It helps to get an idea of each other's motives at a time of a great deal of stress on both sides. Remember, India and Pakistan are both extremely strongly armed. Both are nuclear neighbors. When there is active firing taking place across the line of control and the international border, it's good to know what exactly either side is thinking. Very often, if there are soldiers who are casualties, who are caught in between, if there are bodies which need to be removed, then this is also an opportunity to say that, look, okay, let's not fire in a particular area, we are trying to do something, and that is something which is usually respected by the opposite side.